Hi, I'm here bringing you a really special conversation with our newest support group leader, Chaya Hott. Chaya should be well known to many of you here in the I Was Supposed to Have a Baby community. She is someone who we've spoken with a number of times already about her story of pain, of grief, of loss. But we're now bringing her on as part of the I Was Supposed to Have a Baby team. She has been able to turn her pain into purpose, and that is not possible for everyone. I want to be very clear. Not everyone who goes through something can then turn it and then be able to give back to the people who are very much still struggling. But she has been able to over this time, and I'm so thrilled to have her as now part of our team, and I can't wait for those of you to re-meet her, and those of you who haven't had a chance yet to get to know the amazingness of who she is. Chaya, I see you here, and a question for Chaya, please drop it here. We're just going to do a little, here she is. We're just going to do just a quick introduction here, and Chaya is going to share her story in a brief way because we've had so many other conversations with her. This is more for those of you, this is for all of you to meet her. So say hi again.
Hi, everybody. Can't believe I'm here, but I'm so excited.
Right? Like this is okay. So just for the people who haven't had the chance to listen to your story on the podcast, and we've had many conversations, we've had 3 different conversations about pieces of your story. Give people a little bit of a background as to who you are and how you come here and you're sitting in this place now, because you are officially our newest support group leader. And we're so blessed and honored to have you here. So tell people
Thank
who you
you.
are.
So my name is Chaya Hott, and that's who I am. End of story. Joking. Okay, so in like one sentence, right? So I struggled with secondary infertility due to a medical condition after my two girls were born. My youngest girl now is 16. So after she was born, I broke my back. Then I broke it a second time, and I couldn't have any more kids. And then finally, when she was 10 years old, my doctor gave me a green light to have one more baby. And we were very excited. He was a baby boy. And we were planning to name him after my father-in-law, who had passed away before we even got married. And towards the end of the pregnancy, in the last trimester, it was COVID lockdown. He was stillborn. So that is like my story in the first half of my story in a nutshell. It was horrible, 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 horrible in every way, shape, or form. Aimee, I Was Supposed to Have a Baby, has been an integral part of my support system. And thank God I got somehow a miracle that I was able to try again. Then I had another loss, a miscarriage. So that was a recurrent loss for me. And then that became my last period date to a healthy baby boy who is now turning 4 years old, believe it or not. I'm like, where has his time gone? I don't know. So thank God I do have my little baby boy now. I have a miracle boy. Babies do not replace babies. Babies do not erase the grief of the one that is lost or missing. He's not lost, by the way, he died. So it has been a journey of trying to heal from all this heartache. When my son was born, my rainbow baby, I basically was told I couldn't have any more kids at that point. So, of course, I'm so grateful for what I have. And at the same time, many of my lost friends went on to have more babies after this. We had all our losses together. We had our rainbow babies all around the same time within a year of each other. And then they went on to have more, and I couldn't. So I had to, basically, the medical journey that I was struggling with for a decade before my loss is still something that I'm still going through. And it came to a point where I refused to let all this define me. I refused to sit in this and this be the end fate of my life and of my story. And I started to look for ways to heal. Traditional, even trauma therapists, I didn't feel were enough for me. And so I started learning, I started searching. What is this grief? This thing we call grief, what is it? What's going on inside of me? What's going on inside of my head? And I quickly started to learn that everything that I was going through was normal, but that we live in a society that is grief illiterate, that is uncomfortable with uncomfortable emotions. And I vowed to give back to this world in a way that I felt I needed. Believe it or not, I was told to move on the day that I gave birth to my stillborn son, even before the burial took place. So that was just a tiny bit of a foreshadowing to the society that I'd be facing with. My loss was one thing, but acclimating to a society that just stinks, sorry, for lack of a better word. I took a trauma life coaching certification as well as a grief educator certification. And this is what I do now full time as a result of everything that I've been through. Taking my pain, turning it into purpose, taking all this pain and now finding meaning in my life, finding purpose with everything that I've been through to now help others is what gives me hope and strength to keep moving forward despite the medical condition that I'm still going through. Yes, I'm still going through treatment since my son is born. So it's like you say, how can you move on from something you're in the middle of? I can't move on from something that I live with. Loss is also something that is permanent. You don't get over it. You learn to carry what can't be fixed. You learn how to move forward with what is. And this is how I take my life, and this is how I move forward with what is. So I'm really, really grateful and honored to be here. And 2 days ago was actually my stillborn son's Jewish birthday. So this time of year is like big for me. And I don't feel that it's a coincidence that like all this is taking place. I don't think it's coming full circle. I think it's a continuation to my journey and taking my pain and turning it into purpose and rising above my challenge and not staying in it. And the best words that someone has said to me in my earlier days, it was actually after my rainbow baby was born. She said to me, take all the time that you need. And I really think that's such an important message for people. Instead of telling people to move on, get over it, take all the time that you need. No two people live the same story. No two people have the same layers to work through, the same layers to heal. So I know that it's taking me whatever it's taking me. And it's 5 years, and yeah, I still have grief. But this is my story. I own it. I have permission to just be who I am. No one else carried this baby but me and my husband. So this is a continuation of my journey. And I now, who am I by trade? Take my name aside. I am a grief educator as well as a trauma coach. And I work one-on-one with people. I do groups, and I also do trauma coaching. I work for a company that does trauma healing. So this is what I do full time, and it gives me, I'm passionate about it. I was thinking like, I'm excited to be here. No, I'm not excited about what I went through. I'm not excited about all the pain that I had to experience and still work through. But I'm very passionate about doing the work that I do because it's home for me. It's something that I deeply understand. And also, one of the very important things that someone once said to me, it was right before the month of Adar, like Purim, like all like the joyous time. And I went to a lecture and she said to me, she was talking about joy. And I went over to her and I was like, why is grief less holy than joy? Like, why do we just like focus on the joy? And I'm like deep in my grief. And she's like, how many years has it been? And I'm like, it's going to be 3 years. She's like, oh, of course, the emotions are still so raw after 3 years. Like you're like still new to this grief, But she said to me, she said that it's not. Joy is not holier than grief. We need to work through all the emotions to get to the joy, to get to new joy. Joy is not something that happens on its own, right? So like all this work that we do, the reason you're sitting here, Aimee, the reason I'm sitting here is only because of what we've been through, and to take our pain, turn it into purpose. And, I think of like these Holocaust survivors like Viktor Frankl, Edith Eger, Gabor Mate, all of these people that have been through the Holocaust, and they were able to do such amazing things with what they've been through. Like they're my light. They hold up the torch for when I thought I couldn't get through it, when I thought my life was doomed, when I thought I would never see joy ever again in my life. I'm like, if they were able to go through most trying times and they were able to come out on the other side, I can also. And now that is my hope for every person that is now going through challenging times, that I can hold that light and I can be your hope that it won't be this way forever, right? We don't promise a rainbow baby. We don't promise the outcome, but what we do here is that we hold space for as long as you need. There is no timeline. We hold space for as long as you need for whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's infertility, circumstantial infertility, second trimester loss, recurrent loss, pregnancy after loss or termination for medical reasons, surrogacy, adoption, whatever it is that you're going through, we hold space for that. And again, Aimee, I'm just so grateful to be part of this team and part of what you do here.
I, the only piece I want to add, the only piece is to all of you who are listening to this, who are saying to yourself, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to be a Chaya Hott. I don't ever think I'm going to be able to be an Edith Eger or a David Kessler or whomever. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to be that person. And to all of you, I say, you don't have to be anyone. The only thing you have to do is just listen to your heart and to listen to your feelings of what you need right now. There are some of us that at some point in our journey realize that a piece that could be healing for us would be giving back. That some of us have the fortitude, the circumstances, the possibilities, all the things. Some of us have the ability to do this. But for everybody else, the fact that you are getting up in the morning, the fact that you are going through your life, that you are eating breakfast, getting to work, going to school, smiling, taking care of whatever you need to do, your family, your friends, being part of community, whatever you are able to do at whatever point is enough. You don't have to keep searching for the extra of, I want to give back also. If you're just able to hold your grief and keep that as part of your life, that's never going to leave. Obviously, we all know that. But if you're then able to hold it and still function and do what you need to do in your world and in your life, that is enough. That is enough. There are those of us that can do a little bit more, and we try to guide. But don't think that because you are not able to give back, that you are any less than.
Agreed, right? Everybody's journey is so personal, right? And just like I say, take all the time that you need. And the reason for that is because everybody's path to healing is going to look different. For one person, it might just be, okay, a little memorial. For another person, it might just be nothing at all. Just to them, it might just mean let it go and move on, and I'm good, right? Everybody is different. And for me, it's about my path to healing. And that's what's important to me. This is what I needed, given everything that I've been through. And there's no right or wrong. So, most important is that you have permission to just be you, permission to feel all the grief that you need to feel, even when others around you don't get it or don't understand it. And I hope to be able to be that person to hold space for whatever it is that you're going through.
And you are, and you will be. And so this was really just a little introduction for those of you who don't know Chaya yet. This is this is this is all of her, the unvarnished all. And if you listen to some of the other pieces, the podcasts that she has done with us, you'll see her at different parts of her journey. They were at different periods of time where she was not at this place yet. And so you will actually, in real time, you will be able to see the evolution of her grief and how she holds her grief. And now you're meeting her at this point. So go take a listen, and know that whatever you are going through, it's okay. It's normal. We're here for you. And we are here to hold all of you. That's what we're here for. final hellos and goodbyes for this moment, Chaya?
I feel like I was just coming home, like, hello, goodbye, like, and all people that have been through loss are my family, right? It's like a club that you enter that you always are a part of, even if you don't want to be. It's like, so I'm saying hello, but I'm not saying goodbye because all of you that are here that are listening are my family. And it's so crazy because like one of my friends who went through similar, my loss was her due date, and then our kids were born similar
Oh,
time.
wow.
Like it to see the connecting dots, like just now one of my workshops, um, one of my participants, her stillborn son's birthday was the same birthday as my son. So at the end of the day, it boils, like I'm saying it again, is that we're family, we're all connected. And I'm saying hello, but I'm not saying goodbye because I'm just saying hello to all of my family, and I'm here to do this together with you and walk alongside you as you go through whatever it is that you're going through.
Chaya is so she is going to be running our second and third trimester loss group, our infant loss, that stillbirth and infant loss group. And Chaya will also be starting a brand new support group in May for recurrent loss. So if any of you want to reach out to her in the meantime, please feel free to do so. She's tagged all over here. But we look forward. She is very much an integral part of this team already, and we look forward to all the things in the future. Chaya, thank you
So
for being here.
thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward.
We are too. We are too. All right. Bye, everybody.